Greetings. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. It seems like it's been a while. It's only been 2 weeks. I had a week off last week. It always seems an eternity if I've taken a week off. And,
the hard growth.
Chicago's here.
Yeah.
We're back.
A great show is guaranteed. You're going to get your money's worth. Not that you're paying. But if you were paying, you would be getting money.
You can send money to us.
Maybe we'll get our money's worth. Everyone kindly donates some money in the
right.
Sure.
Sarah, Jeff, Ebro, thanks for coming on. It's going to be a great show. What is that to do? We were talking about the weather, and then we went on to staring into the sun before the show.
Yeah.
Let's
I will not be talking. I won't be talking about that record today.
Okay.
You have to get it so that you can talk about it on the next one.
Yeah.
Has no one's talked about that yet, right? I don't think so.
I don't think so. Like I think it's
mental note for the future.
I don't think anyone's talked about that. I don't think anyone's talked about the Unity LP. Now, maybe I'm wrong.
Blood days, right? Blood days.
Actually, so like, all right, like Blood Days. I actually listened to it. Like after that episode that was on where I showed Screaming for Change or whatever, and then people were like, "Oh, I prefer the Unity LP to Screaming for Change." I'm like, I listened to it again, and I like it much more than back then or whatever. It's like it's actually like I still prefer the 7-inch, but it's kind of like I don't know, like it's not quite as rough as I remembered it being. So I don't know.
Well, okay.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah.
All right. Regular viewers will know what we're going to be up to tonight. We're going to be nerding out about 20 or more records, having a great time. If anyone's stumbled into this room by accident while you're on YouTube, that's what we're doing. We're going to be talking about 20 or so records and having a good time doing so for the next couple of hours. So if you're afraid, I'm just I know what you stumbled in. Stick around. You might learn something.
Yeah, don't be scared if you stumbled into this.
It does look scary, but don't.
There we go. So, yeah, not better than Screaming for Change.
All right, that's about it. Like and subscribe. Thanks for everyone. Thanks for everyone who always tunes in and watches every Friday. And that's about it. Cheers. Let's get this show on the road.
What are you having? What are you drinking today, Mike?
Oh, I am drinking some
Kronbach
German Weizen Kronbacher, which I don't know why. I'm not sure why, but in my local supermarket, they've been getting this in, and it's super cheap, like just around the same price as a Kirin or a Sapporo. So this is like a no-brainer recently to get this.
Is that a little can?
It's a little. I've got big hands, but it is a little can.
All right.
It's a thimble of Kronbacher. It's your standard 330 mils. What do you call that in the States? Like a.
I don't know exactly.
Like that's the metric.
95.
Like 18 ounces or something. I don't know.
Sure. 10 gallons.
10 gallons. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to start off with the album of the year. The album of the year.
Oh, the 2026 album of the year already.
Now, whether it will stay album of the year, until December remains to be seen. Okay. But for now,
reissue.
For now, it's the album of the year. Straight out of Japan, Yokohama, Japan. Everyone's talking about it. So let's talk about it some more. Let's have a look at it. Come on. Let's just take a second to.
Yeah. What a cover! I love it.
It's a cool record.
Take a second to appreciate the artwork.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the title of the record, Punk's
Pothead.
That was the thing, though. I wasn't sure. Like, I couldn't tell if these dudes are into smoking weed. Like, it's
it's ambiguous, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really ambiguous. Especially like the last 30 years of them doing records or whatever. That's like all references to it.
I mean, they must have so many ideas on the back burner. Like,
there's so many things we want to talk about. How about we talk about weed?
I really appreciate like the evergreen trees sized weed.
Yeah,
that's
the grasshopper's been their sort of mascot
Yeah,
the beginning.
Yep.
That first
I say the art it's reminiscent of Morbid Mark, if you remember that guy.
Oh, yeah. But
That reminds me of,
if anyone's like not familiar with rock in Sweden, they've been around since like the late 90s. I used to go and see them a lot when I first moved to Japan. Like their first album to me is a fucking classic, like THC, Total Hardcore. The way it's produced, it's like super powerful. And then the two after, I like, but just like they're lacking the punch a little bit of the first.
The one that came after it, I really like God Save the Green or
God
whatever.
Save the Green. But apparently, I haven't listened to the reissue yet, but apparently I've been told that the remaster, they've really boosted the bass because the original was a little bit trebly.
Yeah, so that was the only record of theirs that I hadn't gotten, and so I got the reissue of it. And it sounds great. It's really good.
I can't wait to check it out. I haven't listened to it yet. But for this one, man, I think they have this like young, like hotshot Korean guitarist called S. His name is like S. Park, like S Park Korean name, but it's like Spark, like Spark. Right. Sneak everything they can get in with this
any they're gonna like shoehorn it in every one of
Spark Sweden. If anyone saw Rocky in Sweden in their last US tour, you would have noticed like what an amazing guitarist and performer he is. They like really let him loose on this record. Like I think this is going to be a dividing point because people who don't like long guitar solos and AC/DC riffs and even like some they've actually got like some like stoner rock riffs on this record. Finally, I think it's going to be a real like divisive point for me. I love it.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's such a fun record. This is a fun band. There's no darkness in this band. It's all like party time. Right. And it really comes to fruition on the last track, man. I don't know if you've heard it, Rock and Roll Highway.
Yeah.
What an outrageous song. It's like 4.5 minutes long. Right. 2.5 minutes of it are a guitar solo. Yeah. Like, and it just takes me back to like those Bon Scott era AC/DC albums where, you would like almost like memorize the guitar solo. It's like a really, really well done guitar solo. It's like really well like crafted. Yeah. It really is. It's like it takes me back to discovering like AC/DC and ZZ Top as a teenager, and it was like so much fun to listen to. And
yeah. No, I mean it definitely is. Yeah, it's a cool record. So it's like it's good that they're still doing the thing or whatever. And it's kind of like it is kind of it is. I mean, I'm like listening to him, just this is kind of nuts or whatever. But
they even do like the false ending like halfway through. I'm like, oh, is that it? No, it's like it's just getting started.
Right.
It's like
because like potheads like forget stuff pretty easily.
They're like, oh wait, we're not done yet.
Yeah. Like, oh wait, hold on.
I just think it's like they've kind of been leading up to this moment like their entire career. So they're finally going to really let loose with like these like super long guitar solos. I think it's amazing. And,
it's a cool. Yeah, it's definitely it's a good record,
and it's easy to get.
I've not checked it out yet, so you're definitely giving me a selling endorsement.
I mean, come on, rub the magic bong.
Remind me,
really leaning into it. I like
which bands were those guys in before?
Well, nice. Okay, so the drummer is Masaki Koba Sweden, who was in Systematic Death and Bastard. And I think on that first album, THC, his drums are as powerful as they were in Bastard. But on the next records, they kind of like it's not so prominent. The drums on this one too, actually. If you listen, man, he's still got it. The drums, super powerful. Like,
he was in like Crudos. We played with Systematic Death, and he was playing with them then, or like they're still playing or whatever, or they're But yeah, they were great. So it's like, and that was kind of like. Like I've said before on this, it's kind of like the bands on Thrash Till Death are like, oh shit, this is so I was like I was like, oh, it was so awesome to see you guys. They're like, oh, thanks, like they were kind of like, but I was like, yeah, it's fucking awesome to play with you.
I mean, I've noticed this not only in like people in bands, but these guys of like my age and older, they still got it. They still have like so much energy. They haven't really missed a beat, really. Which can happen with like bands from the UK and other places, but not with these guys. It's like they still got it. So
there is the like another thing that I noticed with touring in Japan and playing with these different bands. It's like everyone kind of took it, even if like they seemed like kind of out of it. Like as soon as they started playing, it was like just like there was it was very intentional and very like they took it seriously enough to do a good job or whatever. And even later on and stuff. So yeah,
punk is serious business. You might not think so looking at punk's pot.
Oh yeah, right.
Don't let that cover fool you. They are all business when they start playing.
Yeah.
All right, check it out. It's on Relapse. It's on Relapse. It's super easy to get, especially if you're stateside.
Yeah.
So yeah. And I think they've been introduced to a lot of new fans. I've already seen like they got an interview in Decibel magazine and all this.
Oh, right on. Like, yeah, well, I mean that's having that like here having the Relapse machine for lack of a better word behind it. They're gonna be in stuff like this or recognized or sent to whatever bigger metal related shit. So like but that's awesome. And the same thing with like Lip Cream and stuff with them redoing that. It's kind of like now people it's funny because like since those reissues came out, everyone's like the fourth album is the best one. It's like all this shit, and it's just like and it's which I don't agree. Like I love that record or whatever, but it's like no one fucking listened to it or never really like checked it out and stuff. And now with this reissue,
it was the hardest one. It was the hardest one to get. It was the hardest one to get for a long time.
Yeah. No, yeah, but still, it was like, it's kind of. And I was hoping that there'd be more, more over the edge love. But with this,
close to the edge, and the fourth one have always been my two.
Yeah, close to the edge, right? Yeah.
I know. I think it was funny for me, like that Decibel was like, say hello to rocking, like say hello to like Japanese weed-based punks. Like, say hello. They've been around for like 40 years.
Yeah, no, they start like their first record came out like 97 or 96 or something.
Yeah, I remember them from when I was in my early 20s.
Right.
Rocking sweet.
Yeah. They're one of the first. They're one of the first newer Japanese bands I can remember.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm bummed that I didn't see them in the summer. I remember they played with the Inmates at a couple shows, and I think they mostly played on the East Coast, but I think they played in Cleveland, but they didn't come out here, and I didn't go to any of those. No, kind of regretful, but maybe I assume they're going to come back now.
They're coming back, right? They're coming back soon, right?
Yeah. Now that they're on Relapse, they're going to actually
they'll be there all the time now.
They might play.
Yeah.
All right. That's my first pick.
All right, that's a good way to kick it off.
Sarah, what's your first pick?
All right, my first pick is Slant Six.
Nice. Oh yeah. Love that record.
This is a really, really great record. I have been listening to this record for years and years and years at this point, and I thought, oh, this is like a pretty good one for me to talk about. A lot of people will say that this is like the best Riot Grrrl record or whatever, but this is a lot more than that to me.
Yeah.
I certainly know that they were around during that time, and I know that Christine Bellotti, who is like the singer, songwriter, main singer, and guitar player, she did do a stint in Bratmobile, but only for their live shows. But she was also in Autoclave, and she went on to be in a band called Quixotic with her sister. That was really great. And she's also in the Casual Dots, which I know that you talked about before, Mike.
Yes.
Yeah, Rachel, I knew you might like that one. But basically, this record is from 1994. It was on Discord. This is a 2014 reissue of it. I had a CD of it for a very long time, but I did get this not that long ago, actually. And Christine Bellotti is probably one of the best guitar players in alternative music. She has really incredible songwriting. She has really great skills. This is a really awesome, for me, this is how I got introduced to her. I heard Autoclave later. But she played, what was it? The Silvertone guitar, which was the Sears guitar, but it had such an incredible sound. And the tone of it, just every time I listen to it, I'm like, why doesn't every guitar sound like this? It's so good. It's amazing. But it's a 3-piece. They were from Washington, D.C. And they're just a lot of like really excellent songs on here. But one of the really interesting things that I listened to like and realized recently was that she like the next Slant Six record was called In Zambia, and then Christine Bellotti went on to be in these other bands that definitely had a darker and a more creepy vibe to them. And there are 2 songs on here, and one is called Blood Song, and the other one is See Your Ghosts. And that was sort of like, this is her tiptoeing into that thing that she really leaned into later. But it doesn't matter. Like every song on this is really cool. And the thing that was really funny to me when I was like getting ready for this, and I was reading like people doing reviews of this when it came out, and people were so asinine about like these 3 women being in a band. It just blows my mind when I listen to this. Like there's a song at the very end, and it's called March 6th, and it's just drums, bass, and a trumpet. It's like kind of a weird, you know, just kind of ending to this. And everyone's like, that was totally unnecessary. I don't know why they put it on there. It's fucking stupid. And it's like, you didn't write the fucking record. So that's like unnecessary comment. Like, I just think about how much like ridiculous press that they probably like, and all the things they probably had to deal with at the time. Because this record was probably a little bit ahead of its time as well. But there are a lot of bands that came after this. One that I'm going to talk about that I think really got influenced by this in a big way, but really cool power trio. You know, just really great stuff. There's some off-kilter things on here, but it's just a really awesome record. So
they toured with Fugazi. They played here with Fugazi in like 1993 at the Aragon, which was a weird.
That's a big weird space.
Yeah, but like they were cool. Like there was a lot of like Discord shit that like now like, you know, I end up getting that record later or whatever, but like a lot of that stuff I just was kind of like, you know, it's cool, but this is not what I'm looking for or whatever. But yeah, it's pretty catchy. It's cool. What other bands was because like they were an autoclave, but what other bands was Old Girl in the
Christine was in. She was in Quick. That's okay. She was in a band called Quixotic with her sister.
Oh, right on. Okay, yeah.
Who also has a pretty incredible voice. But those records have like such a vibe. And I think, Mike, I actually sent it to you a while ago. They did a Black Sabbath cover. And what was it, Lord of this World? And it was it's so crazy. Like it's just really like very bare bones, very stripped back, but like their voices are very haunting. Like it's pretty incredible. I'm just reading Rachel's note. The dumb people had to say about them. Yep, that's 100% true. Yeah, I mean, I think that was like when I think about when I got to see the Casual Dots at the Fireside, and this is quite a long time ago. That was her band after Quixotic. I just remember, like, I have watched a million bands in this space, and none of them have sounded as good. Like, they just really had it dialed in, you know. So I was sad I didn't ever see Slant Six, but I saw Quixotic and I saw Casual Dots, and they were both pretty incredible. So yeah,
I haven't heard that one. I was lucky to pick up a copy of In Zombie a couple of years ago, and I love it. And that led me to the Casual Dots, and I love the Casual Dots too. So I'm. Is that easy to get? Is it being reissued?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's reissued.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this was a 2014 reissue, but they might have even reissued it again.
Okay.
I think they did it on colored vinyl or whatever too.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was the only Discord release from that year that I remember liking at all.
Yeah. I don't like
they were
they were
playing like
LP.
It was like really kind of straightforward, pretty punky stuff, you know. Like it, I wasn't a big fan of Hoover and Senator Flux or whatever stuff.
I like
that was So that Slant Six record was like one of the only things I remember getting on Discord that I liked, and I got to see them in Detroit, and I remember I was doing sound at the show, and we had a really shitty PA, and Slant Six were super nice about it, and we ended up running all the vocals through Christine's guitar amp, and it sounded way better than our PA. And So it was awesome to deal with a slightly bigger band that was really nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're great live band, and probably like I said, the only thing I appreciated on Discord at the time.
Rachel says Noda and Zombie. I like it, but I don't listen to it as much.
Okay. That's interesting because that's my, that's the first one I would have heard. So it's going to be cool to check out.
Yeah. Awesome.
All right. Beautiful. Jeff.
Oh yeah. So I feel like my beat on this has been at least I've had the most good feedback on mid '80s novelty records.
We love that.
Like I think I talked about Doug by the Coolies. So I figure I'll do another mid '80s novelty record. This is Dukes of Stratosphere 25 o'clock.
Okay.
Nice.
This is. I don't think that they. I don't think XTC. It's XTC doing a very true, extremely true to the '60s sound of like a psychedelic rock record. It sounds like it's probably one of the only records from the '80s that sounds like it was recorded in the 1960s. And the first song, 25 o'clock, sounds a lot like I Had Too Much to Dream last night by the Electric Prunes.
Okay.
Like it's like pretty much an homage to that song, and the way the record is mixed, the equipment that they the amplifiers they used, and the recording gear was all vintage. And I was reading a little bit about it. And I guess all that they did is they just went to a cheap studio because it was XTC. Right. And if you listen to a mid-'80s XTC record, it sounds horrible. Mm-hmm. Like really overproduced with that really, bad 80s reverb sound. And to make this record, they just went to a cheap studio. And I think they did the whole thing for £1,000. Okay. And it sounds way better than most of the mid-'80s XTC records. And I read that it sold about twice as many as some of those mid-'80s records. And so the first song is definitely like an Electric Prunes homage. And then they definitely Piper at the Gates of Dawn, Pink Floyd. Like that's a huge thing that they're going for. That's like something they're going for on this. And then one of the songs, The Mole from the Ministry, is basically a Beatles pastiche. It's like Strawberry Fields Forever and I Am the Walrus. But I don't know how they did it because they did a second album. They did a second album that's not nearly as good as this one. It's the second album. It's like they couldn't catch lightning in a bottle twice. And also, I think they spent a little more money on their second album.
That was their mistake.
And yes, and it just doesn't sound quite. It sounds more like an XTC album record. And I don't even think this thing came out in the U.S. I think it was on Virgin, and there was like a Canadian. I think this is the Canadian pressing of it. But I don't even think it came out in America. I think it came out in America on CD a couple years later. But I guess this was a hit in the UK. Maybe Mike, you'd know more.
This is bringing back some memories because that came out when was it, like 85? Yes, I had a roommate at the time who was kind of a hippie, and he was really into Hawkwind and stuff, and he bought that and got, like not really knowing what it was. And I think I want to say that at the time. Nobody knew it was XTC at the time.
Okay.
And it took a while for it to kind of come out. That's my memory of it.
Yeah.
Nobody knew that it was XTC, and it kind of came out. He liked it more than I did, but I came around to it a bit later.
Yeah.
It's a great record. It's great. Yeah. I'd love to get it back again if it's been like reissued or whatever, but man.
Yeah. I think it sounds a lot more like authentically 60s than most anything, of the Paisley Underground type bands in the 80s.
Very unfashionable.
Yes,
at the times.
Yeah, and I feel like this was maybe a couple of years too early. It could have. I think if it come out
in the 90s, like sort of that retro like stuff kind of came back, right? But in the 80s, nobody cared about like psychedelic 60s music in the 80s.
Well, I mean, I guess you could say that was, yeah, I would say definitely in the 90s, it was more of an influence for like younger British bands, especially and stuff. But like, like kind of later 80s or whatever, too. I think it started creeping in, you know, like shoegaze and whatever, like kind of indie British bands and stuff started like pulling from that. It seemed like, you know, but not enough to in the mid 80s. I'm sure no one gave a shit. So.
But if you like anything from the Nuggets compilation, and stuff on Nuggets compilation to like the Revolver, Sgt. Pepper, Beatles, it's surprising how dead on they got some of the sounds. And I started listening to this again recently just because I had been listening to the first Pink Floyd album a bunch, and I was like, oh, this is a good goes well. It goes really well with that record if you play this afterwards.
Yeah,
nice segue.
That's a great. Yeah.
Awesome.
If you want a 1960s psych record recorded in the 80s, this is definitely that way the place to go. And like I said, the second album is sort of like the staring into the sun to the user. This is the user head.
Right.
Screaming for change. This is the screaming for change. Sonic
so like on the second album, they're wearing cowboy boots and shit.
Yes. To bring it back to uniform choice and unity.
Yeah. So how can I think there needs to be a reference in every episode.
We got to figure it out. There's got to be a way.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my first pick. Dukes of Stratosphere, 25 o'clock.
Great
25 o'clock. Okay, I'm gonna check it out.
Awesome. All right, Ebro, what's your first pick?
Yeah, hold up a second. Okay, so this I was bad about checking to see if records have been talked about before. So
we'll find out.
I have I just pulled out a bunch of records I've been listening to, so it's like I'll just grab something else of this. But
that's totally okay.
The first Ringworm LP, The Promise.
Oh, nice.
Because I've just kind of been on a kick of actually I've been listening to a lot of like kind of early 90s death metal shit or whatever. And, I'm just and then I'm like, oh, fuck it. I feel like listening to The Promise. I love this fucking record. It's
so good. It's so good.
Well, that's the thing. It's like when basically when the demo came out, I just remember I was living in DeKalb. DeKalb was loved everything from Cleveland and shit. So it's everything Integrity were huge. But then I remember someone had a copy of the Ringworm demo and I listened to it. I'm just like, oh fuck, this is what I want. It's hardcore, but it's fast and shit. It's like they play they're into the kind of stuff I was into at the time, like death metal shit or whatever, and also just faster hardcore. And then it's it's just it's and so when the LP came out, it's I love The Promise. It's funny because it's it sounds like the demo sounds kind of heavier, even though they also did the same studio or whatever. So it's the guitar is a lot more raw, kind of weird sounding, but it's in a way I like that because it makes it more they're not some fucking machine of hey, this is perfect or whatever. It's it just but the songs are good. The songs are really good, and they're just again it's they it's a fucking hardcore record. It's a hardcore record. It's it has metal influences, tendencies and shit, but it's it's fast and it's catchy, and then they do an Angry Simone's cover on it or whatever. So it's which also is another thing that kind of it's real kind of heavy and serious, and then they fucking bust out.
Throw that on. Throw it in for fun. Just a little fun.
So that kind of also showed where they're coming from and stuff. So it's a great record. I guess that fest that y'all are playing, Sarah, is it that they're just playing songs from The Promise and shit, or they're is it like Chris?
I don't think so. I think they're just playing a set. I don't think that.
Okay. Yeah. because like that was the other thing too that sucked. It's like
it'd be awesome, but I don't think so. But I don't know.
No, when those records came out, like I think they were gonna play out here one time, and it just never happened. And so like they didn't play here until it was like the later 90s or whatever.
Okay.
But they were still like they were really good at that show. They still because they didn't have enough. You know, they have like a bunch of records out now that I haven't even heard, so I don't know. I can't really say like how they are and shit, but like then they just had those records or the demo and the fucking LP, and then like they had like a newer demo I think at the time, so it's like they didn't really have like a lot of like newer shit to play, so they just played old shit and they were great. So it's like I don't know, but yeah, it's that's a great early 90s hardcore record. Like the lyrics, they didn't put a lyric sheet in there, so you didn't know what the fuck they were talking about or whatever. I remember reading some of them a little bit later. They're kind of a little silly or whatever, but like more metal than you know I was thinking. But like they were also like you know
our standard hardcore fare. But yeah. I mean,
they also had. Go on.
Yeah, I don't know if like a lot of the Cleveland hardcore bands at that time were really like I think they definitely leaned into the more like silly side or the more, you know, like not necessarily like a hard political stance kind of punk.
Oh no,
side.
No, it's definitely more like about like demons and shit.
In some records. But yeah, more of a metal kind of bent for sure.
Yeah, but on the same minute, it's kind of like, you know, like not that they have to be, you know, political or whatever, but it's just, you know, it's like, but also too, it's kind of it's you know, it was nice. I don't know, like it's kind of like better to have kind of unknowing exactly what some of the songs are about outside of like, you know, fucking something about God not being there and shit or whatever, you know, which is fine, you know. But yeah, it's like it's fucking so Chris, their bass player, is awesome. He's a great guy, like Chris, and then Bob, who played on this, they both played in the Darvasets and
okay
a bunch of other bands and shit. So yeah, they were in, like at Snyder too, like, you know, like the bands
Bob
that
actually was the first drummer in Integrity too.
Was he? Okay. Yeah, but like he, you know, he's
well, maybe he wasn't the first, but he was definitely in Integrity for me.
Yeah, they've had a lot of drummers, but like but yeah, like it's like they, you know, also played in hardcore bands and shit, like, you know, or punk bands and this kind of stuff that, like, you know, like when the Darvis said 7-inch and when the Cider 7-inch,
I love those.
no one cared. But like now it's like like all those, you know, kids are like, oh, this is so great or whatever. So it's like that, you know.
They are great. So I'm glad they're catching on.
Yeah. I love the Ringworm demo, and it was just so much. They played fast. That was like what won me over, because almost nobody was playing fast around that time. Like, and it had fast hardcore, and it also had like, you could tell they'd been listening to the second and third Carcass records, you know, by listening to that, you know, and also a little bit of death metal. And if when I saw the Darvasets, if you told me that half of that band was Ringworm, I would never believe you. Because I never saw Ringworm back then, but I did see the Darvasets twice, and I had no idea it was those guys, and I was shocked to later find out that Bob was in Ringworm, because like that band is so different from the stuff that came, the other stuff that I was more familiar with.
Well, he's also, I think, isn't Bob, I don't know if, like, he was also on Midnight. Like, I mean, he's been in a bunch, like, he's been in like metal bands.
He does like solo projects of like electronic stuff. He had another metal project that I'm totally blanking on the name of, like, pretty recently. So yeah, I mean, he's a veteran and a lifer and a great drummer. So yeah,
it was just so hard to find a band that played fast, and it was American and
that was the thing. It's like it's at the time in the early 90s and shit, like in the US, bands were like, especially like hardcore bands, were like it was all like slow and heavy and whatever, you know, like this was like heavy, but it also was fast, so it's like, oh shit, this is what I, you know, like this is what I was.
It was like the silent 7-inch with the clanky ride symbol.
Yeah, right, exactly. But yeah, like if not right. That was more the what was going on.
Yeah,
board or whatever. But yeah.
All right.
Great pick. Love it.
Good first round. Good first round.
Yeah.
Let's dive into round 2. This would have been I think this one would have been on my top 20, 25 of 2025. Didn't get it in Japan until like late January.
Yeah.
Out of Austin, Texas.
No, this is one of mine too. Go ahead.
Wait, I don't know what it is yet. That's
ZZ Top. Oh. Yeah. Oh. Uh-oh.
Is that your second? Is it your second round pick? Let's do it. Let's do a
Let's do it together. Let's do it together.
So okay, my thing on this one was like, I didn't have a chance to re-listen to the first 12-inch this week to compare. But I remember at the time, because I love Drew Molina, and I love her vocals in Criaturas and Caraca. They're super aggressive and like. And I remember like when I got the first 12-inch of this band, I was like, because they're kind of not mellow, and they're kind of mixed a little bit back in the mix. That's the one. Yeah. I'm sorry, I didn't have time to re-listen to it again this week, but my memories of it are because I love Criatus and Caraca so much, and it's a little different, right? It's a different kind of a band, but maybe there's a little bit of reverb on the vocals. Her vocals are like not buried, but a little bit back in the mix. So, I heard people sort of saying that this record is like better than that one. Maybe it is. I don't know. And so especially Jordan was like recommended it. Man, yeah, this is fucking incredible. It's great and amazing.
So what does it sound like?
Good.
Well, Tara, what's it sound like?
I think I have so many things written down about it because I love it so much. And I agree. It really did come out very late in the end of 2025. Right. You can tell that this is that band. And to me, this just sounds like a completely fleshed out version of like what you hear on all these records, like this and the demo and the 7-inch.
Right.
These are punk songs. They are straight up punk songs, but they have like, it just sounds so much richer, and it has almost like a cinematic quality to it that, the like very punk sounding prior releases, like I don't want to say polished because I feel like that's the wrong word, but there's so much going on. Like the guitar parts are so intricate. Everything. Favorite record of 2025. That's right. It really, I wish it didn't come out so late in the year, but that doesn't matter because I'm going to enjoy it all fucking year, and it might be my 2026.
Right. Exactly. Right.
I think like you were talking about Drew's vocals, she sings a lot on this record, and it sounds so good to me. And it's just like, I talked to her about it because I knew I was going to talk about the record on here. So I'll, get into that a little bit, but we should also show, we're going to pull this guy out. The beautiful.
Yes.
I don't know if we can get it all the way in.
Let's see if I can,
Got a really lovely insert. But so they worked on this record has been in the works for over 2 years. They recorded it themselves. I want to say, I don't know if Alex is the drummer, I'm forgetting now, but he recorded it, or he's the bass player, I think. And so they really took their time with it. And sometimes I think that's the kiss of death when people spend a little too much time on it. But I feel like this record is one of those examples where if you are like in the middle of a creative process, you shouldn't always rush it, because everything on this record to me, I mean, one song is better than the next song. The second song is the one, I think it's El Rio Grande. And that's the one that it's like, Hey Fantasmas, and that's about ghosts, and it's basically saying like in the Rio Grande Valley, there's been so much violence and so much hardship for the people that have tried to cross the border, And that's what a lot of these songs are about, like what it's like to live in Texas and what it's like to live in border towns around there, and what it's like for people who have to go through like the very like trying ordeal of getting over the border. But then once they get to the US, what it's like to live in this fucking crazy society. And that's what all these songs are about.
Right.
And, you know, the songs are on Spanish. So I tried to do my like, you know,
That's
what I can remember from Spanish class, but then also trying to go in and do Google Translate on these things. And these songs are like tear jerking. It's like crazy, but it's a straight up punk record. I mean, certain songs are like very fast and very heavy, and they really do kind of get back into like that almost hardcore like punk sound. But then the songs that are like more melodic, they never lose that punkness and that punk edge. But it's just like, this is like fucking incredible songwriting, you know. It's just I can't really say enough about it. I mean,
well, I'm so glad that this is one of your picks too, because you described it like way better than I was going to. But like I'm glad you mentioned the guitar, because it's like like I said, it's so intricate, and the fact that they start the album off with an instrumental, which is often a bit of it just works so well on this record. And it is a bit cinematic. You can almost like feel you're in the place where it was being recorded, like even though I've never been there, just has this feel of it about it, which is kind of hard to do for a punk record, to kind of make an atmosphere like that you can kind of soak in. I think it's fucking amazing. I mean,
it really is. And they have like a few, there is an instrumental at the beginning and at the end, and they were there's like a reference to somebody must ask.
I was asking what record you're talking about.
There's like a reference to a documentary about a riot that had happened, and now I'm like not finding the place where I wrote it. Far. There's a town called Far that's a border town in Texas, and there was a riot after like there were some people that were protesting police violence. This is in the 70s, and you know there were people, Mexican Americans, that were there, and they were trying to like educate other people in the city so they could like learn about the things that were going on in local elections. And the white people that were there were not very happy that they were becoming politically motivated. So when there was like a parade that the Mexican Americans had, you know, put on so they could like build some community and get to know each other and, you know, basically like get their community kind of sorted out, the police came and there was police violence and they killed somebody. So like after that town, like the mayor, some of the commissioners and the police chief all resigned. And then after that, the very first Mexican American mayor of the town was elected. And that's what the beginning of that, like the background track that's playing in there, that's what that's from. And I'm just like, again, like one of the reasons why I love punk is because I learned from it. And that still fucking happens in 2026 because bands like this take the time to do that, which is fucking important. You know what I mean? So yeah, great all around.
Yeah. It's I mean you've sort of dived much deeper into it than I have. I only got it last week. I've been just, you know, listening to it on a superficial level as a punk record. It's just been,
but the superficial level is amazing also.
Exactly. Just as a punk record, you know, listening to it, it's fucking amazing. I love the guitar. Look, it's John, right? He used to be in the Wiccans. He's the guitar player on the record, and it's just pretty much perfect punk record, I would say.
I think the bass player was also in Nosferatu. Obviously we talked about all the bands that Drew's been in, but I just can't say enough about how great Drew's voice is in this.
It's amazing.
If you get a chance, you should certainly check this out. I know it's like easy to listen to stuff online, but I would suggest purchasing this, looking at it, and like getting into those lyrics a little bit because it's pretty incredible. I'm not a little bit longer. Right. Yeah, but we've, you know, since we're doing like a joint, since we're both talking about this, it's both of our turn. There's a song called, I think it's Avni 2 on this record, and I think that means like spaceship. But that's my favorite song on the record. Just like The melody is amazing. The singing's amazing. But that's actually also the last song on this record. It's a little bit different song, different arrangement, not the same thing, but it was really cool, like to see them kind of carry that through. So pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Pretty incredible. Yeah. Yay! Best album of 2025, but also best album of
Yeah, you know what?
2025.
This can go on our 2026 list, I
Sure.
think, because
Yeah.
I didn't get it till like January 29th or something. But
And
Yeah.
it's,
No, it's got to be on
it's kind
2025.
of like a pretty greenish blue clear too.
oh, you got the clear. I just got the normal black.
Yeah.
Yeah. Beach Impediment, you should better find it super easy in the States or wherever you are. So,
All right. Blah, blah, blah.
all right, straight to Jeff. For
Yeah. So this is a band that I kind of forgot about them for a long time, and then Consensus Madness played with them a few months ago, and I had I would remember being really into this band, and then they put out their last record, and I didn't really give it that much of a listen. And I'm glad I revisited it. It's this Nervosa's LP. I don't know if it has a title. I'm not sure if it has a title. It just says Nervosa's.
Mm-hmm.
And I think their other album is also called Nervosa's. But yeah, I hadn't really given this album too much of a listen back when I think it came out in 2016. And yeah, I've been listening to it a lot lately, and it sounds so much better than their previous material. There's much better recording. And I mean, if you haven't heard them, they're sort of like if you took the Wipers and gave Greg Sage a bunch of crystal meth and really got him like playing those crazy riffs, but like at about 50% faster and kind of with more of a Johnny Ramone kind of aggressiveness to the picking.
Yeah.
And then instead of playing a kind of more relaxed pace, like, stepped it up to more like Marked Men speed.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
And they I guess I'm not they often get called kind of like post-punk or gothy punk, but yeah, it's definitely like darker, but I guess I would say it's kind of more along the lines of like if Total Control didn't have any of their electronic stuff or any of the synth stuff.
Sure.
That's sort of what the territory Nervosas are going into, the kind of like nervy, obviously, like kind of nervous sounding, tense sounding, dark, but still pretty fast and aggressive punk. And yeah, I think
Chicago, I know the name, but I haven't actually heard them.
same.
Oh, they're from Columbus.
Yeah.
Columbus band. They were around in like, I want to say probably 2012 to 2016.
Okay.
And
Did they start playing again, or they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we just played with them back in, I think, September, October.
September. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think they got back together for that Dirt Nap anniversary. And
Oh, okay.
yeah,
I
this
think
one.
they played at Skullfest too. Yeah.
Yeah, they also played Skullfest, and yeah, I think the singer Jeff, he's in a band called Choir Boy now, and
Mhm.
Mickey's been in a bunch of bands, The Mist, New Creases. I'm totally blanking on her other band, but yeah.
He's in a band now called Pill Time that actually has a singer from the Darv sets and is really fucking really good.
Mickey's
and-
I think Mickey's probably one of my favorite guitarists ever. Like, just
she is killer.
really
Jeff.
insane.
Sorry, Jeff, is Choir Boy that kind of like post-punk band from Salt
Oh,
Lake?
yeah.
I love that band. I love the singer in that band too.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I
he's singing
believe
Nervosa.
he moved away from Ohio and now he's in Choir Boy. That's
Wow.
and yeah, they're very Choir Boy are very 80s kind of gothy synthy stuff.
I love that first
Very
Choir
good.
Boy record. I talked about it on the
Yeah.
show ages ago, but like it's like whatever. But great, man, I didn't know there was a Nervosa's connection with that.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. This album's on Dirt Nap, and I think the previous records they did are on smaller labels that I'm forgetting about,
Okay.
but definitely like they did a couple of I think they did a tape that was really good, and their first album I don't really like that much. I think it's just not recorded that well, and but this album is like a kind of a perfect balance. Yeah, it's I think Jordan agrees that it's kind of like the Wipers, but on a serious amount of amphetamines. Yeah, just like sped up, very punk, but also yeah. So I don't know, I'm glad I revisited this record after we played with them, and if you missed out on it 9 or 10 years ago, definitely worth
Pick it
giving
up.
a shot.
Wow.
Yeah, Mickey also plays in a band called Zanny Stars, which is like a kind of a power poppy. She plays bass in that band though, but yeah,
That was like one of Hazel's favorite records from last year, the Zanny Stars.
such a good one. Yeah, it's awesome. Very good.
I'll have to check them out. I've it's hard to keep up, but I know that she's been in a bunch of bands.
Yeah.
Cool. Wow.
Pick.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, Nervosa's nebulous title just says Nervosa's on the cover, so
Nervosis.
check it out. Dirt Nap,
Yeah.
2016, I think.
Back in the day.
God, so long ago, 10 years. That's fucking nuts.
10 years, right? Yeah.
Ooh, don't swear. I mean, I guess we're past the first 10
Okay.
years.
Oh, yeah, we're
We're in the
We're
clear.
Clear. So whatever you want. All right. Ebro, what's your next?
All right, motherfuckers, hold up a second. Okay. So it's
Oh yeah.
so
Heavy duty.
this is actually because I have the 12-inch, but this is a bootleg that has the 12-inch and the demo and a live set on the other side or whatever. And I've been listening to this a lot lately because they're doing a reunion, or like 2 reunion shows in April or whatever, and I actually ended up getting a ticket because I'm just like, fuck it, why not, or whatever. Want to see him, I never fucking saw him, so like, but yeah, it just like, straight ahead or like fucking. I remember a long ass time ago, like someone taped me the In the War Zone comp or whatever before I ended up getting it. And it was like, that was like, oh fuck, this is like the 10 songs that they have on there were like, this is pretty fucking amazing. Awesome. And then yeah, like a woman made me a mixtape too when I was younger and had put the 12-inch on it. I ended up finding the 12-inch for very cheap, like kind of around that same time, luckily. And then, like now it's like I didn't expect that they would actually do a reunion show, so I'm just like, fuck it, like I want to see them or whatever. Hopefully it'll be good. I think it's like as long as the crowd gets into it. But yeah, no, I think what I always liked about them is that they were fast, but then they also had like mosh parts that were good and then sing along parts, so it's kind of like it made it more memorable. Like the songs are much more like, and they're actually like good musicians too, so it's kind of, I don't know, but just the fact that like especially for New York hardcore stuff, it's like so fucking fast or whatever, and that's kind of like what but even having like kind of the mosh parts though thrown into it, it definitely makes the songs kind of stand out to me. But yeah, this bootleg is actually pretty cool because it's like cool to have all those songs on it, and then the live set actually sounds pretty good. It's from CBGB's, but hopefully them doing this reunion will actually make them officially reissue all their all their music, because I think they have like a bunch of stuff they recorded that they didn't, actually put out or anything, that has like unreleased songs and things like that. So, hopefully that'll actually end up happening, because, I'd rather have an official copy of it, actually put it out themselves or has someone put it out. So hopefully that will happen. But yeah, no, I think
relapse treatment.
What's that? Yeah, right. Yeah, maybe Relapse will do it. I don't know. Yeah, it's surprising because you would think that they would have someone would have already done this already, and
maybe they have. I don't think so though. Like
what do you mean? Like someone like
I mean showed it on the show I was talking about. But I don't think.
Oh yeah. Well, maybe I don't know. This is from like this bootleg is from like a year or two.
Yeah, I don't think anybody.
Even if they showed another bootleg or another, it's like it might not have been one specifically. So I guess I'm getting around the rules in that way. But, I don't know. It's just cool because it's like so playing like side one. It's the 12-inch, and then the I don't remember how many songs are on the demo, but it's like I think at least like 12.
Okay.
No, more than that.
Wow.
A lot
of songs.
Yeah.
Wow, that really is a lot.
Yeah. But that's the thing. It's like it even though they would do that, it's kind of, I think it's real easy to kind of get into songs that, like, when you write a short, fast song, to have, like, especially if you put a bunch of them together, then sometimes it kind of starts to run in together. But I think they're able to write songs in a way that it is like, even like it could be 30 seconds, but it's memorable enough that, like, you remember it, those, like, the choruses, and the like the kind of dance parts and stuff like that. So it I think they're definitely, like, they had something that was different from a lot of bands, especially in the mid 80s or whatever, when kind of like US hardcore started to go more crossover metal shit. They actually came more from the metal scene, and then we're going more hardcore. They're going the other way, but also too from being like NYC Mayhem, like being kind of more like whatever proto death metal, or kind of like part of the death metal scene and stuff. Like they actually took parts of that, and kind of put that into their hardcore shit. So it's kind of, I don't know. It's just I think they're just a good, memorable band. So
yeah, killer, absolutely killer.
Yeah, I didn't realize how metal their background was until I was reading some article on the origins of death metal, and I guess Chuck Schuldiner would have these death metal conference calls. With him. It'd be him, the guys from it'd be Death, NYC Mayhem, the guys from Compulsion, and they would all somebody had like a conference call thing at their work, and that was like the early death metal scene. And I had no idea. Basically, Straight Ahead was part of the first.
Yeah, coming from that, right?
Yeah, the earliest death metal scene, and that I forget what it's called, but that first NYC Mayhem demo is like a straight up death metal recording. Really
yeah. No, and the like the record that Radio Raheem put out with like all the sessions on it or whatever is very cool to hear. Also too, because it's like, I remember, I think in the early 90s there was that bootleg on Revoltation Records or whatever,
run by the members of Active Minds.
Oh, is that from Active? Really? Yeah. I didn't know that. That's crazy.
From my last episode of what are you listening to?
It's all Rich Tapestry.
Yeah. Like, sort of like 100% DIY punk band. It's like
well, no, that's great. I never knew that someone from Active Minds did
tons of stuff, like Confused. They did tons of stuff, right?
Yeah, right on. Well, Revoltation they did like Siege. I know they put the Siege demo on a 7-inch. They did the NYC Mayhem 7-inch. They did a couple other things or whatever, but it was like, and that was the thing. It's like, back then, I guess it's like now, oh, I want to hear this band, I'll go search YouTube and shit like that. And it's like it's like, oh fuck, if someone bootlegged it of something that, like, people didn't really think about it or cared enough about to, like, bring this up past a certain point or whatever in the 80s, that like now it was so like, oh shit, this is awesome or whatever, but it's like only a few people care about it really. And like now it's very, kind of easy, but I mean, that's good. It's like, it's cool to hear about all this different shit and to be able to check something out easily that you want to hear. But yeah, it's crazy just like what they were all involved with, and kind of like how it kind of, like I said, like went the other way, where it's like most bands went from punk to like being more metal, or like, to being less interesting, where it's like, but they kind of did their shit and then still made like cool shit in a slightly different genre or whatever, you know. But
oh yeah, Death Strike was the other band on that death metal.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, that's like fucking awesome too.
The original 4 or 5 death metal bands would be Mayhem, NYC Mayhem, Death Strike, Death, and Repulsion.
Right. Yeah, all great bands.
Yeah.
Good company.
Mostly Midwestern.
Yeah, that's right. Because Midwest rules.
Right.
I agree.
My next record that I'm going to show at my third pick is something I've been looking for ages, and it's not that hard to get, but I just couldn't find it in Japan. It's a record that was recorded in the UK in 1977, but was shelved and didn't come out on vinyl until 2021. If anyone's heard this record, you'll be as like perplexed and baffled as I am that why this did not come out in 1977, because I think it's fucking classic. It's kind of a punk record, but it's not made by punk guys. It's made by rock guys. I love Atomic Rooster, and I love there's a band called Hard Stuff that put out a record called Bulletproof on Purple Records in 72, which is like one of the best. It's kind of up there with Captain Beyond. It's one of those like fucking classic early 70s hard rock record. And this guy also had like a psychedelic band in the 60s. He was in all these bands, and then he made this record in 1977. I'm talking about the one and only John Ducan. Oh man! I got this record.
You got me.
Yeah, I'm in the dark
I
here.
want to know because it sounds great.
Well, I tried to tell you all about John Ducan.
Yeah. So wait, is it a band called John Ducan, or is it this dude, John Ducan? Okay, right on.
His real name, John Ducan.
Yeah, right.
Him in the picture.
His government.
But he was the guitar player in Atomic Rooster and Hard Stuff and everything. But this record arrived in the mail yesterday from Simon, who's an avid viewer. He knows I've been after this for a while. I keep saying I can't find it. I can't get it. It's on Just Add Water Records, who are an American label, I think, and they it came out on CD in like 99. This is the first time, like I said, recorded in 1977. I still don't know why it didn't come out. I can't believe it didn't come out. Like one of the songs was like a top 40 hit in the UK called what's the song? Don't Be a Dummy. You might have heard that song. It's kind of a classic.
Don't Be a Dummy?
Don't Be a Dummy. It's been a Genius commercial in the UK in like 1979. But man, this is like a rock guy who's been around since the 60s, who's been touched by the hand of punk, you know. So it's like
that's cute. I love that.
Right? And so this is like, it's like a kind of like, I don't know, what do you call it? Like junk shop glam, like power pop, punk rock, like stiff records, raw records, punk. Every song is fucking catchy as hell. It's like a cheap warbly organ on it. He's got this really cool voice. It's kind of raw. It's just like such a fucking amazing record. If this had come out in 1977, I know it's not quite punk enough. It's still got like one foot back in like the pre UK Pink Fairies, stuff like that. But man, this is a punk record through and through. I can just, it's one of those, I imagine like everyone would love this record if they heard it. It's such a fun record.
Maybe the man is trying to keep John Ducan down. They didn't want people to hear John Ducan.
I think it was his choice to not put it out, and I don't know what.
That's even punker. He's so punker.
I'm gonna.
Just waiting for the exact right moment to fucking drop the record.
I want 2021 to be my year.
Yeah. Right. But you know, this guy must have been a millionaire from Atomic Rooster. Not. Yeah. Atomic Rooster to me are like the band that when we talk about like the big four of like 70s UK hard rock, they should be in there instead of Uriah Heep, because like Black Sabbath, Deep Purple, Led Zeppelin. Atomic Rooster, nobody ever talks about Atomic Rooster. They're fucking amazing. But anyway, like John Ducan was the top, but you know, man, I'm gonna sum up how this sounds in like one quite long sentence.
Okay.
Take the first Cheap Trick record.
Okay.
Right.
Wait.
All right.
I like how this is sounding.
Comma. And then like and then add in like Quark, Strangerson, Charm, Hawkwind, when they were getting like a bit new wave, like Damnation Alley, and also like Sonic Attack, but that came later. That was like 81, 80. But it's got this weird like hard rock guys playing punk feel to it, and it's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
I'm so happy to get this. I cannot contain my ecstasy of joy about finally having this on vinyl.
Getting the pen out.
The world's not big enough. I mean, it's such a fun record, and every song is so amazingly written. And I've saved the sort of the information that people might not want to hear until last. After I've sold you on this record, I'm going to tell you who are the other musicians on this record, and then you'll be like, "Oh fuck this! I'm not going to listen to this." But it's like it's
other than John Ducan.
Yeah, he can't. Yeah, he's just the guitar player and the singer.
Okay,
he needs a drummer and a bass player and a guitar.
Is that his castle that he's standing?
You know what? It's more likely. It's more likely to be the castle of the other guitar player in this band.
Yeah, right. Oh shit. Okay.
It's probably not, but it's
Chris
more
Charles.
The guitar, and it was produced by him as well. The guitar player and the producer of this classic slab of UK 77 junk shop glam was none other than Mr. Francis Rossi of Status Quo.
Oh shit.
Ooh, nice.
Oh, okay.
And so if you love, like I do, like 70s Status Quo, who are a fucking hard rocking band, then this is the icing on the already tasty cake. But,
yeah. You've sold it. You sold it with
that
very long sentence. You sold it.
Can I kind of keep the Status Quo like factor secret, or like should I let it out?
Yeah.
I like it at the end. I like the build up.
Yeah.
You know?
For me, I love 70s Status Quo, so it's like it makes it even better for me. But yeah, just have a listen to it. Check it out. John Ducan, The World's Not Big Enough. Yes. I'm so happy to get this on vinyl. I'm so happy to have this.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, like, it's always cool to have something that was CD only, or like, like on another format, an inferior format, put on the vinyl. So.
Thanks, Simon. I know he's watching. He's being shy. He's not making himself known, but it was Simon who sent me this record. I'm really, really grateful.
Good job, Simon.
Yeah. Just Add Water, 2021, recorded in 1977 by Francis Rossi from Status Quo.
Nice.
Yeah.
There you go.
Good pick.
There you go.
Nice.
All right.
Oh.
It's the best thing Francis. There he is. Thanks, Simon. It's the best thing Francis Rossi ever did. Yeah. Well, yes. I know. I'm a big Quo fan, so But this is fucking amazing. All right.
Awesome.
Sarah, what's your next?
All right. I'm going to a 7-inch. The Tights.
Ooh. Okay.
This says Bad Hearts Cracked It, but that's sort of not exactly the order of the songs on the record.
That's not the name of the record.
It's just the Tights' first 7-inch, I guess. This is a reissue from Hozak Records of, I think it was in 2025. But this is originally 1978 Cherry Red Records. This is sort of a power poppy punk kind of record. A lot of people have heard the song Cracked, which I think is probably one of the more popular ones. And I just find this record incredibly charming. They're from Worcester, England, originally. Well, I guess they still are.
Worcester?
Huh?
Where are they from?
I think it's Worcester. Worcester?
No.
How do you say it?
I don't know.
We'll never know.
I thought it was Worcester. No.
I've never heard of Worcester. So
okay.
Worcester.
It could be Worcester, right? Where the sauce comes from.
Yeah.
Worcester sauce.
Is it just Worcester? Is that how it's spelled? Okay.
Isn't the Worcester here spelled the same way as the Worcester?
Yeah. Didn't Punch in the Face play Worcester?
Yeah, we play Worcester.
In the States, people call it like that, but it's American English, British English. Both are fine.
No. I'm just saying that, like, I think is it Worcester like WAR or is it WO?
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
WOR.
Oh, okay. So maybe it is Worcester then. Yeah.
Okay.
Or maybe it's we don't need no fucking wall.
Let's not get bogged down with the pronunciation of an obscure British town.
Yes. Actually, can we talk more about how to pronounce this?
Yeah.
Yes, we could. Would anyone like to weigh in the chat? Mike, I thought you would know right away, but that's okay. You don't have to know everything about every
not up on my sources.
It's not spelled like that. I'll tell you that.
It's not spelled like that. Okay.
It's not spelled like that.
We need to get down. Can someone find the members of this band and ask them?
No, wait. Worcester is the name of the town, and Worcestershire is the name of the county. That's where they.
Oh. And the name of the sauce.
Yeah. Sarah,
I could continue if you want. Yeah.
Please do. Please.
These songs are. I was reading something that said they're very Dada influenced, and I don't really hear that. I think it's a little more straightforward than that. But, I think it's a very bass heavy recording, which I don't hear a lot and I really like. The songs are incredibly catchy. If you've never heard this before, definitely give it a listen. If you like kind of that whole, late 70s punk sound of just everything feeling very warm and kind of a strip back, but the guy's voice is really great. The songs sort of are about like love songs, I guess, but they're a little demented in some ways. I definitely wish that I would have heard this a long time ago. I mean, I feel like the song Cracked is something that I feel like comes up a lot in when you just have these random playlists of punk songs and things like that. But, I really wish that this would have like come across a little bit earlier, because I think a lot of people would have really enjoyed this, and it would kind of like really dovetail well with like, we were talking about Nervosas, but like at that time, like in the early 2000s or mid 2010s, where a lot of people were thinking more about actual melodic songwriting and things like that. This would really have fit right in with that. I like a lot of stuff from Cherry Red that I hear, and it's really awesome that it got repressed. It sounds like they got back together and made a record in like 2014. I have not had a chance to check that out yet, but I'm curious about it. So if anyone has heard that, I'd like to know how that like would compare to this, because it seems a little odd to like start in 1978 and then go again in 2014. But hey, you just never know what's going to happen, right? So yeah, I don't know if they have any kind of shows coming up or anything like that, but this reissue really kind of like made me very curious to hear more. But I didn't like find a lot of like this guy was in this other band or any of that kind of connective tissue. So if anybody knows anything, I'd love to know more. So yeah, I reached out to Todd, who put this out, and we just haven't been able to connect. And I was like, I want to know what happened. How did you like, how did you decide to do this, and how did it all work out? But someday I'll learn the lesson. Yeah.
Maybe he went to Worcester.
That's it. That's what I got.
Yeah.
Simon said it's a classic. The Tights is a classic. Yeah.
It's definitely, if you like that power poppy kind of thing, definitely check it out. So
cool.
Yeah.
All right, Jeff, what's your next pick?
Okay. This band, I don't know. I don't think I ever hear people talking about them, but maybe I'm just out of touch. It's the very, very early UK punk band, The Unwanted, Secret Past. I believe they were a Raw Records band.
Yes.
They had a couple 7 inches on Raw, and then this here is a compilation of those singles right here. The singles, wrong side, singles, and then also the demos. Mixing up my right and my left. There, demos. There we go. Okay. So yeah, it's a compilation of 2 singles. A few singles from 1977 and a demo from 78. And yeah, I got this record. It was pretty beat up. I got it ages ago, probably when I was still in middle school, I think. A very, very long time ago. And I just got it because it looked punk. And
it is.
That's the reason to get it.
I would say Yeah, it's somewhere between Wire and the Damned. Like they're definitely not. They're not nearly as good musicians as the Damned, and they're not quite as artsy as Wire. But yeah, definitely very simple, stripped down punk, almost like proto hardcore at times, because it's instead of playing that kind of Ramones beat, it's more like oompa, 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 oompa,
It's the Chaos UKP.
Exactly. Yeah. Actually, that's a good reference point. It's sort of like a proto UK hardcore with lyrics about 1984, and the demo on the other side is a bit more rock, bit more on the rock side of punk, and has like what sounds like a weird like 12-string guitar on it on one of the songs, and both sides of the record have some of the best 2 covers I've ever heard of. These boots are made for walking. Like way better than the 7 seconds.
I don't know about that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do they have a rap? They have a rap part.
There is no. This was they had not yet heard Rapper's Delight when this was recorded. Right. So yeah.
That's on the album that came after this.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah, the cover of these boots are made for walking is kind of like proto oi. Definitely has like definitely sounds like it could be a Cockney Rejects song. But I think these guys were around probably a year before oi was a thing, at least a year.
Yeah, I've got like the singles tracks on some like one of those like comps, like Killed by Death style. Like I forget what comp.
Not on oi oi. That's your lot.
Yeah. I think these guys are on like 30 different comps.
Right.
But there's only, as far as I know, there's really only this LP that has all their stuff on it. Okay. And then maybe somebody did a CD later on, but they seem to be a band that gets relegated to 90s to 2000s like punk CD comps. And strangely enough, half of this band ended up being in the Psychedelic Furs.
Oh, really?
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 5 years after this, they're doing, or 6-7 years after this, they're doing, Pretty in Pink and Love My Way.
See, you should have led with that, and then I'm like, all right.
You did the Francis Rossi Status Quo thing, except yours was better.
Yeah, that's like Psychedelic Furs. Holy shit.
Yeah. So half of this band ended up in the Psychedelic Furs. I believe it's John Ashton. I think that's the name, something like that. Yeah. And I forget the name of the other guy. And then one of the other guys looks like ended up being like some sort of techno or rave type, whatever old punks were doing in the late 80s, early 90s.
Techno rave.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And aside from the Psychedelic Furs connection, I couldn't find any members who, I think there was maybe one other mid 80s band that was connected to them, but yeah.
So the stuff it was recorded in the 70s then? It was like,
77. I believe both the singles, or all the singles, are from 77, and then the demo is from 78. I think it says, all tracks recorded in either 1977 or New Year's Day 1978. So they broke up pretty early.
Yeah, because I mean
that's it. They're on that. That's it. They're on that Roxy comp with Wire and Johnny Motown.
Yeah.
Right on.
Sorry.
Yeah, I think that was their first appearance, was on that Roxy comp, and then those singles came out.
Nice.
But yeah, definitely worth tracking down. I mean, for like it's cheap as hell, and the songs are really pretty catchy. And like I said, the Nancy Sinatra cover is top notch.
Matthias says is it better than C.H. Glover?
Crispin Glover.
Crispin. No, it is not. That is Crispin Glover still.
Yeah,
still has the definitive version.
Yeah, that's true. Is anything better than Crispin Glover's music or movies? Or,
yeah, his music or his film,
or
not the movies he acted in, but the movies.
Yeah, well, right. Well, also the movies that he acted in, because he was in Friday the 13th Part 4, and he was in some other shit that I can't think of offhand. But yeah, well, yeah, no, I saw one of the movies he made. It was pretty amazing. So
yeah, he was in a remake of that movie. Was it Willard?
Oh, wow.
The movie about the rat.
Oh, yeah. Well, he was. Yeah, right.
Yeah, he did a remake of Willard.
The controlled rats, the boy who controlled rats and shit and had them attack people and stuff. That the song "Ben" by Michael Jackson was to the original soundtrack, if I remember correctly, but maybe I'm getting that confused.
Okay.
But anyway.
All right, Ebro.
Okay.
I wrote that one down for my list, Jeff. Thank you.
Yeah. I'll check that out. All right. Okay. So I'm thinking. So this is the new Rosalia album called "Looks" that is amazing. It's a great record, and it's kind of like people are actually recognizing her shit now or whatever. It's kind of like every time that she puts something out, she does kind of a different style of music. This new one is more like kind of operatic, that she has kind of like an orchestra doing the music, even though it has stuff that it, like, you know, there's still some flamenco influence, there's still like some other shit that she puts into it. But yeah, like the songs are really, really good, really well done. She has an amazing voice. She does shit like sings in different languages, you know, like she sings in Japanese on a song, and she speaks in Arabic and Italian, and like I think there's like 13 different languages that she sings on, that she tries to do different things with or whatever, and takes some kind of influences from, I think, the different places, or makes references to it. It's based on two kind of like, I guess, different female saints in history, that like each song is kind of related to a different female saint, because it's kind of, she's examining her relationship with God and religion and shit like that, which is, you know, like I'm not a religious person, so it's like I'm not, you know, worried about that. But on the same hand, it's like, it is interesting. It's not like in a dogmatic way or whatever. It's more about like thinking about it like in terms of how she relates to it or whatever. But it's a very good record. It's actually a lot of people, it's kind of like now it's kind of, I've noticed a lot of people talking about it and talking about her or whatever. She's coming back, and now she's playing like a bigger, we're going to go see her at the United Center, which is where the Bulls and the Blackhawks play. It's like a bigger spot, where I saw her at the Aragon, which is like maybe like before the other time it was like maybe like it's like 4,000 people or whatever that fit in there. So now it's like 60,000, and that's sold out like right away and shit. So it's like, because like also too, you know, she does like collaborations with a lot of other singers on it too, that, you know, like there's a song with Bjork and some, like, you know, other people kind of like other world renowned singers and stuff on it. So it's kind of like been kind of more blown up more, but it is a very like especially the first side, because it's like every side is it's called like a movie that's like a you know, like basically like a movement, like an orchestra song or whatever. So like the first movement is like, it's, you know, it's really good. It's like super kind of like heavy, you know, in terms of like what the music, like what she's laying down with it. So yeah, it's definitely recommended. Again, I think I've liked all of the music that she's put out, and her voice is amazing. So it's really like, this is good, because on the last record she did, she was like using auto-tune a lot and shit. It's like, yeah, it's like, not that, like, you can still feel how like good her voice is and how powerful it is. But on this one, it's like no effects shit or whatever. It's just like there, and her voice sounds great. So yeah, it's worth checking out. I think it's it's definitely like it's real. A lot of it's very haunting. It's kind of, you know, like very like touching in a way, you know, like some of the shit. So it's definitely, it's worth checking out.
Cool.
I was what is the name again? Because
the name of it's called,
the audio on my laptop is terrible.
It's called
let's have a look at it.
Lux. Like it's
okay.
kind of hard to see, but see like that.
Look, okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. No, I'll check it out.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's worth, you know. It's definitely like the thing is, like, what I like about her is that she is making pop music, but it's also like she's very talented and she puts more thought into this. Like, she's not like, she's coming up with different shit that like is you know, there is like, she's an artist or whatever. It's a, you know, I don't use that kind of lightly in terms of like someone creating like music that her music is not vapid, even though, you know, like on the surface, maybe certain, you know, some of her songs like that were maybe popular, people could like think of it that way. But I think she's always really like intentional about what she does and like what she writes. And she's, you know, she is like very involved, I think, in terms of like creating this music. It's not like written for her and she's just like the mouthpiece of it or whatever. I think she's definitely part of that. So it's I think like it's interesting too, because she does different, you know, like the last album had more like kind of reggaeton music, it had dembow music, it had like a lot of like kind of Latin American like musical styles that she was doing different things with. And before that it was more flamenco based and also mixed with like pop music or whatever. And then her first album was just straight up like, it was flamenco, but it was with the guitarist who was actually in a Spanish pop punk band called Cornflakes or whatever, which is kind of funny because like I remember them from the early 90s and stuff. But like it's just her and a dude with an acoustic guitar, and it's just, you know, that's like that. It basically, she's taking a lot of old flamenco songs and kind of coming up with a new version of that, or a new way of doing that. So this new one is it's interesting that she does these different styles. She's definitely like talented enough to pull it off, and I can't say that for a lot of singers. So it's like, you know, like it's worth checking out.
Oh yeah.
All right, I got another new record from Japan. This band is kind of blowing up. And you know, when you said like 60,000 arenas, I was going to say this band is just like almost sold out like their first Japanese tour, but it's like 400, 500 like capacity places. But I thought we'll get to it.
Well, but I mean, also, that's
funny. You'll see. You'll see. Like, there's a story about this band. It's this band, Jibaku.
Who's that? I don't know.
I mean, you know, I found out about this band on the Bloodsucker Records Instagram.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Right on. Hey, I'm gonna stop you real quick. Gudon is fucking playing here.
I know.
Which is crazy. It's like, and like all these people are like, sorry, not to derail this, but like people are like I'll just know out of nowhere. It's like Gudon's playing this spot.
Are they playing anywhere else? Does anyone have any information?
I had like people from like the East Coast and say, hey, are they touring? I'm like, I have no fucking idea. I'm like, I was shocked that they're fucking playing here. I've
already seen people saying, why are they playing in Chicago? I've already seen
well, that was the thing.
The date. Is it April 1st? Maybe they're pulling our leg. I don't know.
But yo, this is the thing. This is like, this goes back a while. Like when Gauze toured here and played 4 cities, they played in Chicago, and people are like, well, why didn't they play New York? Because all you motherfuckers didn't give a fucking shit.
Right.
All fucking Japanese hardcore at that time. So don't front because now you're fucking all on it. that you cared at the time because you didn't. So that's why they played Chicago.
So that's why Madonna's coming here now.
Yeah, well, no, but I mean, yeah, right. But
Oh,
that's the thing.
you
It
know
was just
what?
out of nowhere.
Okay.
Like, you know.
Okay, this is interesting because you mentioned Gauze, right? You know that Guy used to be the bassist in Gudon back, and now he's the singer of Gudon, right?
Oh, right on. Okay.
But the overalls that he wears are the overalls that were given to him by Shin.
Right on. Yeah, right on. Okay. Yeah.
So that maybe so that theory might not be too,
So actually, yeah. So when we played with Gauze, whatever, in 2016, we were asking them like, "Oh, do you remember in the U.S.?" And they're like, "Chicago, Fireside Bowl."
That's why Gudon are playing in Chicago. That's why.
Well, maybe they're like Chicago Fireside Bowl, good sound system or whatever.
Yeah.
That's true because like all the other places they played had terrible sound.
Probably.
So it's like maybe that's something.
I don't remember the Fireside being that good though.
No, but they had like so that dude Elliot's like the sound like that. In Minneapolis, they paid a fucking basement. That I'm sure sounded terrible.
It probably seemed amazing. Yeah.
But I mean, it was much better than that. Like it's at least was on par with like a club sound system and shit. Like so that's what they're used to. I mean, I don't know. But anyways,
no, it's good. So, I mean, the only reason I knew about this band and I kind of became interested in them was because Guy from Bloodsucker had posted on Bloodsucker. I was like, okay, sounds cool.
Yeah.
And, okay, so what this band is, it's like they're super young.
Yeah.
I think like mid-20s, I want to say.
Wow.
And it started off as like one guy. Okay, the band is Jibaku, which can be translated either as suicide or self-destruction or even like suicide bomber. It's super kind of punk thing. But it's just like one guy started writing songs and put them on social media. This is how young people do things these days. So, and these songs kind of took off.
Right.
And people, they really took off. So he formed a band. And got a band together. And I think they didn't play any shows, or they played like a couple of shows, and all of a sudden they were playing at like Fuji Rock. Right now, Fuji Rock is like a massive music festival where like big bands play. And I don't know how that happened. It could be through like social media connections.
Yeah.
And then I think in December of like last year, they did their first like proper show at like Club Quattro in Shibuya, and it like sold out. And they had copies of this, but it might have been CD. I'm not sure, but it sold out. And so they pressed it on vinyl. And anyway, I bought it. And it's cool. I mean, it's like these young guys. And it's like these young guys who are like going back to like the first wave of Japanese punk.
Right.
Of like rock and roll, Burst City, like the Roosters. I've talked about this stuff like recently a lot because I've been getting into like the first wave of Japanese punk. But it's like a super like raw, like rock and roll band. And it's got all the imagery of like the motorcycle gangs and all that kind of stuff that you can kind of tell, right? He wears like the white helmet, and
does he wears the helmet when they play?
Yes, yeah. And they're young guys, they're young guys. And I've seen like comments on their YouTube channel, right? And it's like there's a lot of old guys, probably my age, like I kind of haven't been listening to like Japanese punk. Their first wave Japanese punks. Yeah, it's like that. We haven't been excited about a Japanese band since this band. This is like rock and roll isn't dead. And we're so like moved at like young people and like making this kind of music. Blah blah blah. blah.
Yeah,
I get, but it's people who are kind of out of touch with the punk scene. They haven't.
Yeah, right.
But that's fine. But really kind of cool band. But also kind of very like garage rock. There's some of that kind of Japanese like garage rock, and my gut feeling is this is going to be their best record, and after this they're going to kind of mellow out a little bit and get like more and more commercial, maybe get signed to a major label like we've seen with like garage rock bands from other countries like the Hives and the Strokes and things like that. It has a bit of that kind of vibe to it, like a garage rock band. Like super interesting band, and it's kind of cool. But they've kind of gotten popular really quickly. And they're not part of the hardcore punk scene. They're not part of the punk scene.
Yeah, they just exist. But it's pretty cool, like political lyrics. It's like student activism. Yeah, that's cool.
Just interesting band, And
so it's on Bloodsucker, or it's
it's on another label called Tough Beats, which I kind of looked up. Tough Beats is an independent thing, but they have their own pressing plant, and they've also kind of released some other stuff too. They did like I'm going to blank on their name. What's that like? Les Rallies des Nudes?
Oh, right on.
They've kind of done stuff with that, reissues and stuff. I haven't But anyway, yeah. So it's like a kind of big independent label, but yeah, pretty interesting band. I mean, Disc Union did a buy early, get a little keyring promotion.
Nice.
This is what we're talking. But Japanese bands love a little bit of merch. I got the
That's okay. Yeah.
I like it. So.
Yeah, it's good. It's exciting. But I think my gut feeling is this is going to be like their peak, and then they're going to. But we'll see. We'll find out.
I think the problem with like bands kind of like when you start out with like, oh, everyone is on shit, kind of like it blows up. You don't really get a chance to kind of grow from that sometimes, or it's like you know people's expectations of like, oh, well, this is the next big thing or whatever. So we have to like, not give them a chance to fucking kind of work shit out or whatever.
I was even thinking that I feel like 70% of the songs on this record are fucking really, really great like punk songs.
Yeah.
The other part, the other 30%, it seems like a little undercooked. It's like they could have maybe waited, but it's fine.
Yeah, Well, I mean, that's the thing. Is like, I think everyone just doesn't give people a chance to fucking grow.
They're kind of striking while the iron's hot. There was demand for it. Like the first pressing sold out at their first show. It's like, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens with this band, but it's pretty exciting. I'm excited.
Yeah, that's cool. Right on. And sorry, how do you say it again? Like, what's the
Jibaku?
Jibaku.
I'm gonna when I put the list up, I'm gonna put it in Japanese and English, because when you look it up in English, nothing comes up. So you have to sort of copy and paste the kanji.
Oh, right on. Yeah.
And they've got a couple of really cool like promo videos on YouTube. If you
that's cool.
The band's name. Exciting. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. A little bit weird, like social media constructed band, but it seems legit. And
that's what happens.
And Guy from Bloodsucker is endorsing it, so got to be.
I got that. Yeah, right on.
It certainly piqued my interest for sure.
Yeah, check out the videos. There's a couple of videos. I'll send the links to a couple of the videos they have online. So.
Awesome.
All right, Sarah, what's your full pick?
All right. Can you see it?
What's that?
Is it?
Eddy Current Suppression Rate.
Oh.
Some forms.
Nice.
This is a 7-inch that just came out, I think, at the end of 2025. We got a lot of little cute stickers and inserts, except they don't like fit into the actual 7-inch sleeve, so they hang out. So it makes me very nervous that I'm going to hold up. Three songs.
They not make an actual record. It's just inserts in the sticker.
No, I'm getting to it. It's on Cool Death Records. It's a cute little blue sleeve. This is 3 songs. Eddy Current hasn't put out a new record in a while. And last year they put out 2 videos for songs that are not on this. So I don't know, were they going to do an album, but then they just didn't, and they just put this out. I don't know exactly what the story is with it. But they're from Melbourne. A lot of people might be familiar with them. They started in the early 2000s, and they have lots of great records. Somewhere kind of just a garage rock band or a garage punk band, but just one of the more charming bands of that time, I would say. I never ever saw them play a bad show. It's just a very straightforward, garage rock band, but their singer really he has some very plain language, and he doesn't use a lot of wild tactics to get his point across when he's singing, and it's just really fucking awesome. I feel like the way I'm explaining this almost sounds boring, but it could be further from that. They're such a great band. They do have a cover on this. It's a Camper Van Beethoven cover.
Oh, nice.
Oh, wow.
Which when I listened to the song, I was like, this sounds super familiar, but I don't know if it just sounds like another Eddy Current song or something. But then when I read it, I was just like, oh my God, I totally fucking remember this song. But Camper
Falling, right? That's what it is.
No, it's called Oh No, but Take the Skinheads Bowling was their big hit. So
right, well, I know that's the only Beethoven song I know. So
yeah, that was the one that took off or whatever. Right. But the song they cover is called Oh No. I think it's a really great cover of that song. They did a really good job with it. He sings it in a slightly higher register than the original, which I really, really like also. But you know, I mean, much like a lot of the other Eddie Current songs, the first one's a love song that like has those, you know, it's just really sweet, but it has that little bit of like dirty innuendo in it, just a little bit, like,
Yeah.
just enough. Like just how clever he is with that really kind of like simple, like way he, you know, communicates things, and I really love it. The last song, despite it all, is a little more of a stomper, a little more of like the, you know, I have some angst and I take some pills and that's how it goes and this is what we're doing, which is also like a very trademark like Eddie Current thing. So I would definitely say check this out. It's certainly worth it. Cool Death Records from last year. Good one.
Yeah, I haven't listened to any of the new stuff yet. I've just been super out of touch, and yeah, that band never put out anything bad.
There's like one album that I don't like quite as much as the rest of them. I don't even remember which one it is at the moment. But like
maybe Rush to Relax.
Rush to Relax, it might be. I feel like that might be my least favorite, but also not bad. Not bad by any stretch. So yeah.
Yeah. Primary Colors, I think, is their best one.
I was just gonna say one of my biggest regrets in life is like selling Primary Colors. Can't get it back. It's like you can't fucking find it anywhere now. It's like
I think that's the top tier Eddie Current record, especially that song "Which Way to Go" is incredible.
Yeah,
but I wish they'd toured the U.S. more. I think they only did twice at the most, and I only saw them on one of those tours.
Yeah, I feel like I saw them twice, but so the two videos that they put out last year are both really good, and those songs are good, and I'm just like, this is just teasing us. Like, what is happening? You know, I wish they would come back because they were also pretty incredible live. Like, you know, Mikey he plays guitar in that band, and he was also in Total Control, and so that is just a very specific era in my head that I you know think about, like seeing all that. What for me was the first wave of seeing like Australian bands come here, and it was so great. Like it was really awesome. So
yeah, I feel like they unleashed a whole torrent of other Australian bands that also toured the U.S. in kind of the years after that first Eddie Current album. There was just like every year, every September, there'd be like 5, 6, 7, 8 Australian bands touring, and
like AC/DC and
and trying to think of the worst Australian band, but
Animal. No, I'm just kidding. Not a bad band, just not my
favorite. Anyone remember Yahoo Serious?
Yeah, who could forget Yahoo Serious?
Young Einstein.
That a couple months of fame that he had in the United States.
Nice. I'm looking forward to the new album and the repress of Primary Colors.
Yeah. Another great one. I love that one too.
All right, Jeff, what's your
all right. This album, one of the most I don't know, I say befuddling records of all time.
I like this already.
I think
the solo album.
I think everybody will have a story about this album. This is an album that I've spent many times. I've gotten reacquainted with this album several times, and
staring into the top.
I finally learned to appreciate some of it. I'm talking about Field Day.
Oh shit!
Great album.
That's been shown, surely. Didn't I show it? I don't know.
I think
I did.
Yeah. I searched. There's no Dag Nasty in that document. I did the find.
Really? Maybe I didn't. Maybe I just often mention that record. It's like, if everyone hates it, why can I never find a copy? It was my thing. I always was saying.
So I searched many times.
Okay. It's still not there. It's still not there.
Many times. Okay, here's the they obviously paid they paid decent money for this photo shoot right here that we see. And this is on Giant Records. There's the Giant logo, and of course the logo that was on many albums of the time, the Dutch East India Trading logo down there by Brian Baker's head. Okay. Yeah, so Dutch East. Same label that brought us Staring into the Sun by Uniform Choice.
Yeah, that's right. All the best. Right.
Yeah. It's coming full circle, guys.
Right.
Yeah.
Jeff, you had to tie it in for us.
Dag Nasty on this tour played their last show in Chicago.
Huh.
At the Cubby Bear.
So, this is a weird album. Okay. So like it starts out the first song is kind of late 90s. It almost sounds like late 90s emo, like something that like I don't know, what was that that emo band from Arizona that got super popular? Jimmy Eat World.
Okay.
Yeah, the first song, Trouble Is, sounds like it would be some late 90s emo.
No. Well, but that's
Trouble
also
is amazing.
Yeah, the Trouble is like the only good song.
Yeah, it's a good song, and it's weird. Yeah, and then there's the song Field Day, which sounds like one of the crappier Descendants songs on like an album like All or Enjoy. Kind of like more about, and
not as much fart references, but like
exactly. But terrible lyrics about Mexican food and hang out on the beach. Then they get sort of into the sappy Descendants territory, like When I Get the Time, except the song Things That Make No Sense, where the lyrics go, and the next time you make pie, I will be home for a slice and spend my hours holding back because nice guys finish last.
Yeah. Is that like an edging reference?
Stop it, Jeff. I'm tearing up here.
Some of the worst lyrics known to man here.
Also, I think the dude that was playing bass on was in the Descendants, right? So it's like it's all full. It's all Rich down.
Yeah. And then there's also the Ambulance song, which it sounds like a collaboration of Weird Al and Stevie Ray Vaughan. It's just terrible white guy blues.
Yeah, that's terrible. And then it's like 30 Seconds Underwater, which is just like Brian Baker drinking a pint of milk.
Yeah. But I think the line in the Ambulance song that's just driven me crazy for all these years is I need to get some rest, but there's another man's pants in my house. Yeah. And then 13 Seconds Underwater, which is like a weird proto grunge song or something, and
they really were throwing everything at the wall just to see what would stick. Like that was
side two. Side two is I've decided is not that bad.
You know this is like because I know you were saying you were having trouble finding it. I've actually been trying. Well, I've been trying to find a copy that is $1 or like $5 or something like it's like
it's a 50
impossible. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, like so I'm like, fuck it, like because that's what I've tried to do is like, I remember hating this record 40 years ago or 35 years ago or whatever. Like it's like, so I'm gonna try and listen to it now and see how I feel about it. Like like there's and some of it's like, all right, this is better than I remembered it being, or I as a mature adult. I can dig this now, but I haven't been able to fucking find a cheap copy of it because I'm not spending fucking $50. I'm sure it's fuck not spending $50 on this record, but I'm not gonna spend like that much money. So it's like I don't know if I'll be able to find it.
Yeah, there's actually some decent songs on the second side. Dear Mrs. Tuma has horrible lyrics, but pretty good Dag Nasty song. Definitely like sounds like something that could have been on one of their previous records.
Wig Out. Yep.
And then they go back to being awful because they redo Under Your Influence, but they changed it to 40 ounces of courage instead of 12 ounces. And then it's just
Well, that was probably for the time.
it's so lame sounding that it's like they are parodying their own song.
Yeah, right. They're making fun of themselves.
They're making fun of their own song, and and the guy from Cottonmouth Kings plays drums on it, and it's just not quite. He's no Colin Sears.
Right.
It's like a bad cover song. But I don't know. I think the last two songs on the record, Typical Youth and Here's to You, are actually pretty damn good songs. And then the All Ages Show single is also, I think, a really great song.
Yeah, All Ages Show, that song.
Yeah, I remember that one pretty well.
And the 12-inch of Trouble is better, better version.
Because it's just Trouble.
Yeah.
And not all the other songs. So it's like, it's much better than the LP. But
and I have to wonder, like, what happened with this record? I mean, was the band breaking up because it's such a mishmash and of crap? And you'll notice when you're listening to it that there's all this weird mumbling in the background, like just a guy mumbling or a guy yelling in the background. Like, how high were they, or were they trying to break up the band? Did they just take the advance and like blow it on? I don't know.
The dude mumbling is the guy from Cottonmouth Kings. He's probably smoking weed or whatever, or whatever the fuck he's smoking, and he was like probably talking during the sessions or whatever. I just like what I love, and I don't know, like it's just across the board. There's so many like crazy like punk bands that put out amazing records in the early '80s or mid '80s or whatever, and then when they tried to sell out, they created the fucking weirdest, like, shittiest record that like they're like, oh, this is gonna be our step to fucking fame or whatever, and it's like just a really bizarre, like, like I don't like there's there's the Warzone album, there's fucking Brave New World, there's like it just like I don't know what they're thinking, and that's actually. It's really interesting.
They're out of their depth. They're trying to sort of do stuff. They've been listening to whatever they've been listening to. And we can make a record like that, and they just don't have the ability or the songwriting chops.
But I mean, but that's the thing, though. Is like Dag Nasty. They could like. Brian Baker is an amazing guitarist or whatever. They definitely and like they wrote good songs before.
Yes.
And you would think that they would be like, hey, we know how to just make a song that is. I don't know, like not, that's softer or whatever that maybe would like appeal to a more mainstream audience, but then they fucking put out like this super weird ass record or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, like listening to it, much later in life. It's a weird record, and it seems like maybe some self-sabotage was going on because some of these ideas are just. Like, there's a song on here just called 16 Count, which is a bunch of random drum noises, and then somebody going, 16 Count! Like they're trying to...
It's like they were just trying to take up time at the studio or something.
Yeah.
But then maybe Brian Baker was like... Maybe Brian Baker was like, hey, I'm fucking joining Junkyard, fuck this shit, or whatever. And that's kind of what happened, Who knows? Right.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he got the call from Gethin and just pieced out a Dag Nasty.
Yeah,
left this record on.
I guess it's fine, but that will always be in your catalog for the rest of your life. So I don't know.
I think like again, like I think all these bands thought like, oh, we'll just put this shit out, and if it just happens to hit and we get money, then who gives a fuck about and like legacy, whatever, I don't know. I think that's kind of like, I think now there's definitely more because, well, obviously with the internet and with all this shit, we have more access to the past and kind of like influence it or whatever. Whereas before it was just kind of like, fuck it, we're just gonna throw it out there and shit. Like maybe people can't remember. They won't. Will they remember this? Like, will anyone give a shit later on or whatever? Not knowing that like everything is fucking forever now, that we can't escape like dumb shit that we've fucking done in our lives because some fucking asshole is gonna put something like out and talking shit about you like on a show on YouTube or whatever. You know? Like, you know, I mean, it is I don't know. It is what.
All right, let's. We've sort of donated a lot of time to a record that none of us like.
Okay.
I actually quite like.
I will say the last two tracks, very good.
Very good. I feel like I might have a CD of that somewhere still, and if you could sell the LP for $50, maybe I could get $5.
$5. No,
I don't know what the CD rate would be. I don't even know if I can find it.
No, so. if it is something from like when it came out or whatever, I bet you know, like there's people that collect whatever CDs from that time and shit too. If it's not been in print for a long time, I don't know.
All right.
But yeah.
All right, Ebro, what's it?
Okay. All right.
Mike's had enough. Time to move on.
Enough of diagnostic.
Yeah. Well,
I like that record though.
Yeah. This is kind of like I've been listening to like a lot of early death metal, so this is like a death metal version of. No, it's not. It's okay. So it's a band. All right, it's a band from I think they were from Joliet. They were from like kind of the Chicago area. That was called Morgue, that was around in the early 90s or whatever. And they're like basically they put out like 2 demos and they did like a CD. There was a label that was like from the suburbs. It was a subsidiary of like some other label, and it was called Grindcore Records. And they
I remember that.
So they put out a bunch of like CD only shit, and it was like kind of local bands, you know, or like.
Or Dead Youth.
Yeah, they put out Dead Youth. They put out, I think, Cyanide. They put Morgue out, like their CD. They put out some other stuff, but like this label The Crypt or whatever, like they've been reissuing a bunch of old death metal shit or whatever. And they put this out that like the first time that it's been on vinyl. Like the Eroded Thoughts CD, and then the 2 demos, and it's actually really awesome. Like I remember them from the early 90s or whatever, but like I never saw them. I've actually talked to Brad who sang and played bass for them. He's in a band now called the Shit People that are like kind of like a hardcore band like down in they're like kind of like central Illinois or whatever, but he's super cool. And Morgue are awesome. They're like just like if you like fucking Autopsy and like you know, like basically early 90s death metal, like actual death metal. It wasn't not like some kid who fucking is trying to like, oh, you know, this is what we think it sounds like. It's the shit that like, you know, people that were like they like I think they toured with Autopsy and like kind of like, you know, they played Milwaukee Metal Fest, and then they would play like kind of like local shows like around here and shit. But it's really good, just like heavy but also fast or whatever. And it's cool just to see, like again, it's like the record that you were talking about, Mike, where it's like, you know, a CD only thing finally get put out on vinyl.
Right.
The problem is that because the Crypt doesn't do many copies of shit, that like this is actually, I think, really expensive now too, or whatever. So it's like because it came out in 2014, but you know, it's like I've had it for a while, but it's cool. It's definitely worth checking out. Like listening to, you know, like you can find the songs, I'm sure, like on YouTube and shit. Like if you don't find the record, but the record's cool because it's like, again, it's cool that the Crypt puts this stuff out and puts like, you know, like has like a booklet with, you know, and it's like it's a gatefold, so it's got like a bunch of pictures of old flyers and, you know, them talking about the band and stuff like that. So it's a cool record. And I mean, Chicago's always had like a metal scene and like death metal, you know, back then too. It was like, you know, like people were way into death metal shit or whatever. So there's some really cool bands that were kind of happening in the early 90s or whatever. So it's cool to have. Brad is a really cool guy. So, you know, it's I think there is at Kuma's too, which is I think there is a Morgue burger if I'm not wrong.
Wow.
Yeah, I think so. So they have like, you know,
that's pretty obscure for.
Yeah, well, right. So I think, I'm not sure like how that got hooked up, but like, yeah, they had that or whatever. But yeah, no, it's worth checking out. Though.
Cool, beautiful. All right, last round. I got another new Japanese record. I think this band is kind of more well known. We'll see. They don't have many records. This band, they've been around since like the late 90s. They have like 4 CD only albums. But really, you've got to see this band live, and I'll tell you why. I'm talking about this band, Turtle Island.
Okay.
I've heard the name.
Yeah.
Like,
So I first saw this band in like 1999. They were just a 4-piece punk band. I saw them play with Nightmare and Warhead here in Osaka. And just pretty much like, the vocalist is the original vocalist of Order.
Oh, right on.
The drummer is the drummer of Nice View. And then the guitar, and then the guitar player is Kazu, who has been in a bunch of hardcore bands, but he was the guitarist in the final lineup of Gizm. But that's like the punk pedigree of this band. But they quickly became, well, there's 10 members in this band. They're an orchestra. It's a punk orchestra that use traditional.
Sorry.
You got mail. Traditional Japanese instrument.
Yeah.
Like taiko drums, like shamisen, lots of other little like percussive instruments. And man, it's fucking incredible. Like, you know, they take a lot of influences from traditional Japanese music, like chindon, which is like super noisy, like street, like marching bands. And this other kind of music called ohayashi, which is kind of just traditional Japanese music, but they're punks playing it. So, like, the records cannot do this band justice. I've seen them probably like 5 times, and it's fucking. They're one of the best live bands I've ever seen. Just absolutely phenomenal. They played at Glastonbury one time because, you know, like World Music Stage or whatever. They kind of got invited to play that. They also got invited to play at some like New York like fashion show, you know, something like that. But man, like, this is a good record. But it's a 12-inch EP. It's called Hell Paradise. It came out this year. But really, you got to see this band live. It's just absolutely incredible. I mean, I've seen just like normal, straightforward, like traditional Japanese bands with like taiko drums. It's really, really powerful.
Yeah.
Like, imagine that, but like with like punks playing like distorted guitars and a punk singer and the guitar, the drummer of Nice View on a drum set. It's really, really, really like powerful music that can't be contained on record. Their records never really come across. It's hard to put this band on record because it's all about the live performance. They're incredible. Punk orchestra. They've been going for like since like 1998, like I said. But and they do this massive festival. Like they're from Toyota, which is like near Nagoya. They do a festival every year.
Toyota-thon, is that what it's
It's actually one of the coolest festivals like in Japan. It's like it's all like they make these like stages. They're all like, you know, they get local carpenters to make these like big huge stages, and like it's all like, you know, like kind of like artisanal kind of like they get, you know, it's like not just punks, it's like people who like maybe like vegan restaurants, like vegan food, like all this stuff going on. It's under the bridge, it's outside. It kind of really harks back to like sort of the free festivals that we used to have in the UK. Hardcore punk bands playing, all sorts of kind of bands play. But
that's cool.
Really interesting band. Isn't Turtle Island's America, right? It's the nickname, right?
Right. Yeah.
It's I forget who came up with the name, but it's like an old name, a nickname for Turtle Island. It's for the States, the United States.
Yeah, there's the U.S. Department of Homeland Security recently classified some super obscure anarchist group that was called Turtle Island something or other, and called them like the main terrorist threat to the United States or something absurd like that.
What?
The beginning of Antifa.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
There's another band called Turtle Island. Oh, Turtle Island Liberation Front. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Turtle Island.
I only know that like the Japanese Turtle Island. But if they ever come to the States, like, honestly, they will blow your mind how amazing they do all that, the traditional dance, and like they have like there's 10 members on stage with like shamisen and fucking drums and like big like the traditional like Japanese drums and stuff. It's really incredible.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's their own label, Micro Action. They put out like the Pile Driver CD and stuff too, like on Micro Action. They're punks. They're a punk band, but
yeah. Right on. Cool.
Crazy, but you know, it's the records are kind of a tough sell because it's really
I mean, it sounds like something more like you need to experience.
Exactly, and once you've seen them live, then all the records make sense.
Right on.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right.
Yay, my list, of course, of things to check out. Long.
Well, try and see them live. You know, the records are not essential, I would say, honestly. But just try and see them live. They'll probably come to the States again at some point, I would say.
I'll keep my eyes out. Yeah. All right. I think this is my last one. All right. All hits. Men in their work. Okay. So, you know, I started out talking about Slant 6, and this is like the 2020 exasperated cousin. This is definitely a heavier and harder record than Soda Pop Riff-Off, but it is also a power trio. This is definitely very post-punk overall, but I mean, similarly, the guitar tone on this has that really nice, bright, jangly kind of delivery. Everybody that plays on this record plays really well. There are 2 vocals, and I love both of them. A lot of very feminist, heavy lyrical content. My favorite line is, I'm not what I see. I'm not what you see. There's God, I can't even say it. I'm sorry. I'm too tired to be doing this right now. I'm not what you see. My cunt doesn't make me. I feel like I'm saying that a million times. That is the line, and it's really great. And yes, I think it's Janie was, I think, the guitar player in this, and she might be the drummer in Collate.
Okay.
If I'm getting that right, I think. But Rachel might know for sure. But this record just really kind of grabs you when you listen to it. I mean, again, there's so many things about this that remind me of the Slant 6 record, even though they don't sound like each other. But I think it's just this very, like, you know, it's like when I'm saying they're exasperated, it's just the vocals in this band are yelled, but they just really grab you. I mean, everything on here is very energetic. Everything feels like right on the cusp of you're going to get punched in the face when you're listening to this record, but it never goes off the rails. It's just a very direct and very awesome record. There's songs about Catholicism. There's songs about, you know, the military industrial complex. You know, everything on this is like right up my alley and exactly what I want to hear. I'm sorry to say that this like came out in 2020 and then the pandemic happened and now this isn't a band anymore because I never got to see them. But like everything I've watched online, their live shows are really great. You know, there's portions of this, like there's a song called Class Traitor, and the beginning of it, like the intro to it is almost like a hardcore song. Like it's very driving. It's super, just everything that all the choices they made were amazing. And this is something that I think everyone should really like go back and listen to. Again, there's a very clear through line from something like Slant 6 to this record. And I'm so glad that I've heard these things and I continue to hear music like this being made because it's so awesome. And again, like I didn't really see any of the weird press for this that sometimes came with the Slant 6 record about, you know, people being judgmental about it. And I'm very glad. I mean, I think that's some progress from 1994 to 2020. So, you know, that's kind of like my putting a little bow on it at the end, you know. So,
I have that record. It's amazing. It's in my pile of like records I want to talk about, but I don't feel I can't do them justice. So I'm like, I'll do it another time. So I'm really happy you showed it because I think it's an amazing.
Where are they from?
Portland. Yeah.
All Hits is the name of the band.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep. Yeah. But absolutely, please check it out because I think like You know, if you like the Slant 6 record,
Oh,
but you also like some stuff that's heavier and stuff that's a little more driving, this is a more direct record for sure. But there's a lot of parallels that we can draw with that, and
it's on Iron Lung Records, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
Beautiful. Yes, I'm glad you did this. That's a great pick, and it's really when you're having to.
I hope. I mean, maybe a lot of people do know about it, but I feel like it's one of those ones that maybe sort of got lost a little bit in the pandemic. So yeah, definitely worth checking out.
Beautiful.
Okay.
All right, Jeff.
My last one. I don't know if anybody knows this band, but they are from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Couch Flambeau.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if I love that cover.
This album's called Mammal Insect Marriage. They're like a quirky, offbeat. They're sort of like I would say in the vein of kind of like the post-hardcore Die Kreuzen record, or No Means No. That's sort of like kind of like
Off Kilter.
Yeah, weird, kind of a little bit brainy, definitely goofy. Offshoots of like hardcore that came out in the mid 80s. I think these guys were around well into the 2010s. I think I
around that long. I remember.
Yeah, they were around forever.
Yeah, I remember them from a long time ago and stuff, but I don't think I realized that they went into.
Yeah. One of the songs on here, like Highway 100, is a great song, great punk song. So decent amount of the songs are pretty goofy, like I Don't Want to Be an Eddie or Zach Ziggurat. Definitely on the goofy side, but musically pretty interesting for the early to mid 80s. Definitely in that because they're goofy, but musically they're not that far off from like say the October File by Die Kreuzen. Like definitely much more lighthearted than anything Die Kreuzen was up to at the time. But yeah, that kind of technical. We'll Go Through the Windshield Together is a classic.
Classic.
Yeah. It's We'll Go Through the Windshield Together is on their second album, and that one is it's a love song written in the style of those movies they'd make you watch before you get your driver's license. So yeah, those basically like the only gore movie that someone a authority figure would show you when you were a kid was the road safety documentaries.
We'll see the head rolling down the road.
Yeah. Yes. So, yeah. If you can find the Couch Flambeau footage, if you can find it on YouTube, it's them playing their first couple of albums in a cable access studio, like as bands were wont to do in the mid 80s. It is great stuff. Oh. Yeah, if you can find the Couch Flambeau playing, they play like probably 15 songs in some guy's public access show that was probably aired in between a preacher and or like a bowling competition or whatever stuff they would put on public access in the 80s. Yeah, so that's the Mammal Insect Marriage the debut by Couch Flambeau.
Know the name, never checked them out, but I shall do so.
Yeah, Highway 100 and We'll Go Through the Windshield Together are both very good, catchy songs, and both automobile themed.
Yeah,
all the best songs are.
Yes.
For example,
Born to Be Wild.
All the bands playing at Toyotathon, like
any band that was ever sponsored by Cyan is
right. All the Cyan like sponsored bands, stuff like that.
Like
She Don't Love Me.
Just to Get Away is a kind of driving.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that is a great
one. Life is a Highway by whoever sang Life is a Highway.
Oh yeah,
Rock and Roll Highway.
Pull Up to the Bumper by Grace Jones.
Okay. Rock and Roll Highway, Rocking the Sweet.
Yeah.
She Don't Love Me. She Loves My Automobile. It's easy.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Pink
There's
Cadillac.
so,
Oh,
there's so many.
skid marks on my heart by the Go-Go's.
Yeah.
Right.
Why my heart? Not the crew.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah. Right.
We've
I think we're really,
evidence.
It's just
we are really onto
like
something
it's like I didn't even have to come up with examples. They just are pouring out of
They're
everything.
Yeah.
falling like rain out of the sky, like snow out of the sky.
All right, Ebro.
Okay.
The last
All
one.
right.
What's it to be?
The last one. All right. So this is
There it is.
the Nas and
Okay.
DJ Premier
Yeah.
Light Years album that came out in December, but I've been listening to it a lot since it came out, and the vinyl came out in December too, or whatever. Like I ordered it before it came out and got it, too, because like honestly, like it listening to on vinyl makes it more, but it's like this is the record that people have wanted for now 30 years or whatever. And I think with that comes a lot of expectations and everything. It basically, to me, it is a great record, and this is where they are at now. Like, what I'm saying, like it's not the record they would have made 30 years ago, but it is what they made now. What I love about it is it's like Nas is talking about, well, like grown man, like where he's at now. He's not trying to like talk about like what he was doing as a kid, like so it's like there is grown man shit on it. The beats that Premier came up with and that he picked are like slightly different from what like what Premier's even been doing lately, but it's kind of like this is a great record. And I love that, like what Nas loves to do now is kind of talk about, like, shows his love of hip hop and talk about, like, references old shit, kind of talking about stuff when he was growing up and like what led him to loving hip hop music. I've seen people, criticize it or like complain about it or whatever online because, like, again, because I think that ties into the weight of expectations for people wanting them to do this for so long. But it is a great record, and I think it's definitely like been something that I've listened to pretty constantly since I've gotten it. And it really, like, to me holds up, and it's like I said, it's a great record. It's something that like there hasn't been a lot that comes out, like it's like when I listen to a lot of shit, I listen to a lot of like people that were doing stuff before, like to kind of see what they're doing now or whatever. And there's not a lot of new shit that kind of hits me the same way. There's still cool shit that comes out or whatever, but it's like this was something that, like, they kind of, it's showing kind of a love for the culture, for the music, for like where they're coming from. So it's definitely like worth picking up. I think it's just a a solid fucking record. So I think, and one of the cool things was there was when it came out and when it they were doing like an interview for it or whatever, like Premier was talking about, like he was using or like he talked about like how he loved Devo and like how he used to go see them, like in the early 80s and shit when he lived in Texas or whatever. And he was saying that like now he was able to go and meet and hang out with them and talk to Mark Mothersbaugh and stuff. And just like, and he was like, he's like, yeah, it was so cool to be able to talk with him, like after being a fan of them for so long, and to kind of talk to them about music, because like they create out soundtracks and shit like that, like he does that. So it's like to have that kind of appreciation and that talk, like it's just, well, like, because I'd seen him talk about loving Devo before or whatever, but it's just, which was, like, who knows, but it was, like, it was kind of, that felt like kind of out of nowhere, but it's just cool. It's like, it's cool that he like was like into like, shit that was like more just off kilter and not fucking whatever, it's straightforward stuff even back then and shit. So like, I think that definitely you know, shows in the music that he creates now and that he created for the last, you know, whatever 35 30 you know 36 37 years and shit. So like
I can't believe it's been that long. That's so fucking bonkers. It is. That's
yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, though that's the thing. Is like you know, like fucking Gangstar came. Well, I mean, before he was in Gangstar, they put out records in the late 80s or whatever, and then when he was in it, it was like No More Mr. Nice Guy came out. I want to say 89 or whatever, and then or 90, like around then. So it's just I mean, it's like we're all old, so it's kind of like now, like, oh yeah, that was 35 years ago, or that were like when I bought that shit, or when I went whenever did this, you know, or 40 years ago, where the fuck, you know, it's just like it's kind of crazy.
I think it's like the late 90s, early 2000 stuff is the most mind blowing to me because it still seems like it should be.
Yeah, like it's not that
recently, but it's
that old.
20, 26 fucking years ago. It's like
no. It is weird. Like there's stuff that I'm like, oh yeah, I played that show and it was 20 years ago or whatever, and it was like that's fucking weird, you know. And I guess just to not think of it in that sense, I'm sure a young person would be like, oh yeah, that was they know it's a long ass time ago or whatever. like I'm like, yeah, I don't know, but you know, like to me, this, to go back to this record, it's a culmination of what, you know, like both their loves of hip hop music and what, you know, they're both masters in terms of what they're doing or whatever, and it comes together and it's a really great fucking record. So, you know, it just I'm excited to check it out. A lot of people have been recommending it to me, and I mean that's the thing too. It's like I just know, like I remember reading a bunch of criticism of when it came out, and just like, you know, some people are like, oh well, you know, it's not as raw as it should be and stuff, and it's like, yeah, I get that, but it's kind of like I can also accept it for what, you know, this is what they decided to do now. It doesn't mean that they're not capable of fucking doing what I guess the expectations, but also in a way, I'd rather they fucking, hey, this is what we wanted to create and this is what came out of it, and it's still a good fucking record. It's like, it's not, you know, I there's certain shit where it's like it comes out and it's more like fucking you know, sanitized or more like whatever, like, and it doesn't come through. This, like, again, might not be as raw, but it's also like it hits still. There's still songs that are like it hit hard or whatever, and then there's ones that are more like maybe laid back, but it's still like, you know, it's driving. It's not weak, and it's not fucking commercial bullshit or whatever. So it's like it's a great record, you know.
Awesome.
All right, there we have it. That was another classic episode, as we knew it would be.
Yeah. Who thought it wouldn't be?
I'm sorry that I'm shivering and had to put my, like, you know, space heater on. I hope it's not too loud.
No, is that what was dinging or whatever? Was your space heater like?
No, that was
my phone.
I have my other. No, it wasn't my phone. My text messages show up to my laptop, and I forget because I don't use this laptop that much. So I was like, oh no, and I don't know exactly how to turn it off. But...
Don't touch it.
Sorry.
All right. Thanks for watching, everyone. As always, we love everyone that comes in. Let me just announce next week's show. A bit of a record label, record store extravaganza next week. Jeff Bolt from Stupid Bag Records, who put out, you know, Dark Thoughts record, one of the best records last year.
Excellent.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Tony Pence of Celebrated Summer Records, Baltimore.
Of course. And
the king himself, Daniel Lupton from Sorry State Records. I know kind of garish JPEG designed by me, and if anyone can recognize what the white stuff is in the background, it's taken from Blitz's solar 12-inch. I took the picture myself. That's how dedicated I am.
Yeah, very dedicated.
You know, this stuff is in right now with the kids, so I thought,
Well, no, I've heard people say, everyone loves later Blitz now, so you know.
All right, thanks for tuning in. See you again. See you soon. Until next.